Hey everybody! I know it's been a little while since I've offered a tea time chat, so I felt like sitting down today and doing just that. So welcoming you to grab your favorite warm or cool beverage and take a seat. I felt inspired today to talk about how, as students and practitioners of yoga, we really invite ourselves to get super intimate with some of the big questions of life. And the big question that I want us to entertain today is, who am I? Who am I really? You know, I think that there was a time when kind of asking these questions seemed like a luxury that was really only afforded to certain people that existed in certain places with a particular privilege. But I don't think that's the case anymore. I think that these are the kinds of questions that really need to become central in our lives. So that we can heal, we can evolve, and we can really awaken to what's possible for us. So I wanted to talk today about the yogic perspective of what it means to be a human being. And that there's an understanding that we actually exist on 5 different levels. From the seen, visible, to the unseen and the invisible. So we actually exist on this spectrum from density and physicality to subtlety and infinity. So the first aspect is your physical body. It's our physical experience through having a body, right? It's our muscles, our tissues, our glands, our organs, all of the systems in our body that have to be functioning and interacting so that we can enjoy the highest level of physical health. And that means that we need to nourish our bodies with good food, we need to drink lots of water, we need to exercise and rest, and really care for this body vehicle that we've been given. The second aspect of the human is the energetic self. So we actually are energy. We're more energy than we are matter. Or matter is the densest form of energy. And we have this energy both within us and this field around our bodies. And the magnetic pulse of this field around our body is generated from our hearts. And so we learned how to relate to ourselves on this level by connecting into our breath. Our breath is what connects us to prana, or life force. And it's this prana that feeds all of our cells and rejuvenates us on that deep kind of cellular level. And it's understood that where there's no prana, there's no life. And the more prana that we have, the more prana that we generate, the more life that we have. The third level of the human being is the mental emotional layer. And this is really kind of where those deeper grooves or patterns exist. Patterns maybe of trauma or challenge in particular for each of us. And so this is where we start to understand as well how our thoughts, our beliefs, our perceptions, and our emotions are impacting our direct experience of life. and that we all have particular dominant states of thinking and feeling. And again, how those permeate and pervade our lives. And that we have the ability, right, to shift. And when we learn to shift, we train our minds, right? We learn how to shift our perceptions, and in turn, that shifts our experience of reality, of the world around us. We understand how the creation happens from within out. And it begins with how we're thinking and what we're feeling. And we learn to train ourselves to align with helpful thoughts rather than unhelpful thoughts. The fourth aspect of the human being is where we start to really get even more subtle. And this is the awareness self. It's that aspect within each of us that is the witness, that's able to just from a neutral, objective perspective, witness the unfolding of our experience, able to witness the fluctuations of emotion and thought and sensation from this place of deep compassion. So in our practices, we start to learn to disidentify so closely with our minds and our bodies. And we learn and we train ourselves to align and attune more directly to that larger field of awareness. The fifth and final layer, the most subtle, the deepest kind of core essence of each of us, is known as the Bliss Self. We call it Ananda in yoga. It is that part of us that is divine, that is our infinite nature, that which truly is eternal, never born, never dies, always is, always will be. So I invite you to just take all of this into your personal practice of yoga, or even just into your reflection as you're moving and navigating through your daily life. Start to bring awareness to where you are most identified, or how you're relating to yourself and to life and to the world, and explore the ways that you can begin to deepen or expand your own perspective and experience of who you truly are. Sending much love, many blessings. Namaste.